Welcome back, everybody. We're here to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Kathy and I are so excited to join you again.
How excited are we to be back together?
I know, right?
I mean, we've had busy weeks going on here, right? Yes. Spring has sprung. I'm out sweating, walking. What have you been up to?
Broken my arm. My wrist. Having surgery.
I love it. Susan says, broke my arm. I keep saying, you broke your wrist.
It's still attached to my arm. It's part of my arm.
That is one way to look at it. All right. We're going to talk about Susan's wrist, my dating life, and we're also going to answer more of your fan questions. Please, y'all, make sure you're submitting to us. We love reading them. We love answering them. It's super. You know what to do. Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour and just submit away. Comments, questions, send it all to us.
Everything, because we want to know all of it. You know what? You can also DM us on Instagram at Bachelor Happy Hour.
You know what, Susan? We just got to say this one more time. We love getting your updates. So if we've answered one of your questions, please write us an update and tell us how things are going for you, because we really want to hear about it.
Whether you took our advice or not, and you did the opposite of what we said, but we want to know the outcome.
Yeah, we do.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Okay, today we're going to get into the episode, but first, as always, we're going to start with the titillating question of the day. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
What does monogamy mean when dating in your senior years? What if you're long distance? Is it necessary to be monogamous? And what does that look like? Is it just sex? I need a drum roll here. What do you think,
Woo! Susan? So monogamy is monogamy. It meant the same thing when I was 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60.
And what does it mean to you? What does it mean?
Just you and him. One.
Does it mean you're just dating, just having sex? Define it for me. Get out your Webster's dictionary and define it.
For me, it's always a relationship with one person.
I'm not arguing with you.
Sex
I just want to see
included when you're in a relationship. I mean, there's a friend with benefits. Is that monogamous?
Well,
I don't know, because there's no rules when there's just friend with benefits. No. So
I mean, I can honestly tell you, and I'm not asking you but I'm just telling you, I've never had a friend with benefits, because to me, sex is more than just, hey, let's have sex tonight and get up and have donuts or bagels in the morning. I mean,
that's just sex. Right?
That's just sex.
Some people choose to just
and that's
do
fine.
that.
I don't judge them.
And then it says, what if you're long distance? So when I heard you say that,
that means phone sex.
No, the first thing that came to mind is trust issues.
Okay, let's go down that road. Let's go down that road.
Okay.
So dating long distance, I'm in a position, my kids are grown. I've always said, if I meet the right guy, I'm leaving. I'm going to be with that guy, and I'm going to travel, back to see my grandkids and my children.
Sure.
Having said that, if I have trust issues, I'm not going to be with that guy.
It could never work.
Right. I mean, but monogamy to me is, I don't care what age. I agree with you, Susan. I don't care what age it is. Monogamy means one man, one woman, or two men and two women, whatever it is.
Right, whatever.
Two people together, and not with other people. However, I could be dating a guy now. I'm asking you, I have some male friends. Could I still go out with them?
On a date? Or just
go
to hang
for dinner?
Out?
Hang out, go for dinner, go to a movie?
Friends, that's friends. But would you be okay if he had female friends and went out?
I hate you. Honestly, I think the thing is, it would depend on the guy.
It's a conversation, don't you believe?
It's a conversation.
Between
I
the
know
two
me. I know me. I have male friends, but I'm not sleeping with them. They're friends. We go out to dinner. I go to his house.
That's not a date, though.
Yeah, but I have to say, I'd have to really be so comfortable with that guy that I'm with in that monogamous relationship that every minute he's thinking about me, not, I mean,
Yeah,
that would
exactly. You have to have the trust and,
Yeah.
and understand
And
each
are
other.
you a trusting person? Because I am.
Yeah, too much.
So do you think long distance then is hard?
I think it could be because you're going to want to, or me, I would want to be with that person more if he lives 4 miles away or 25 miles away rather than have to take a flight. When I see long distance, to me, you got to fly somewhere to see them. But if that were the case, how exciting, because you're looking forward to it. Who were we interviewing? Was it Ben? Who were we talking to? And they said they set it up before they left each other.
Yes,
It was Ben?
Yes.
Yes. And they had that date. You know it's coming. Let's go home. Let's do what we need to do. And you look forward to that day. I think that can work.
So what would you say to a man? Just for convenience, I'm going to talk heterosexual relationships, but this applies to all. As far as I'm concerned, if you were dating a guy long distance, and he said to you, "Look, you're my girl, but I sleep with other women, but it's just sex." Would you ever be okay with that?
No, I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do it either.
I couldn't do it.
Because
to me, it's not just sex. That's intimacy.
Well, there's several forms of intimacy, I think.
Yes, but
and sex is one form of intimacy.
It's not just sex. I mean, it is. Well, it's sex.
Well, that's the thing. What if the guy said to you, look, it's
then
just
he's not
sex.
monogamous.
No, that's what I'm saying. Could you? I can't, but I could imagine a man saying, "Oh no, monogamy to me means I love you. You're the woman I care for. Sex is just bodily function. I'm just really." I couldn't do it, but I think there are men out there that think that's okay. He won't be my guy. My guy is
We're not
only sleeping with me.
The question. We are seniors.
No, it doesn't. To me, it would not matter.
But then it says, is it necessary to be monogamous? And what does that look like? Is it just sex? Yeah, it is necessary.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
And it's never just sex. And, when you think about it, I don't know, women... so I've been told, women attach a lot more meaning to sex.
Oh, yes.
Than men
I
do.
think sex is sex. That's it.
Oh, you think really if a man loves you, you don't think there's anything beyond just physical release? I don't believe that.
I mean, he could be more into it because he loves you, but sex is sex.
Oh, wow.
For the man.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
So
every man is different too. I can't
wait a
say
minute. Then
every man.
Hold on. If you believe sex is just sex, then
no, I didn't say that was my belief.
For a man. I said for a man.
Oh, okay.
If you're saying that, then you're buying into it's just sex. I love you. You're dating Joe. I'm making a name up here.
Yeah.
Joe, I love you, Susan. You're the woman of my dreams. But
you had
sex
with Kathy 3 days ago, and that's not okay.
Just sex. But just sex, Susan. I don't love her.
It's
I
still
love
not
you.
okay. Not in my world, anyhow.
But it's okay in their world.
Some, yeah, I guess it is.
So all you men
I don't
out
want to
there,
meet that guy.
all these men out there, if you're interested in Susan or me, let me cut this down to the simplest of terms for you. Monogamy means you're only having sex with us.
With one person.
Well, not both of us together, obviously. You're only having
that would be
sex.
menage a trois.
Which, is a whole nother conversation for another time. But I'm just saying, that's for us, I think women believe that monogamy is just having sex with one person.
And I actually know women, not many, that had relationships, I guess you can call them, open relationships, that they had sex and they dated, and yet the guy and the girl had other partners that they dated and had sex. I don't think I could handle it.
Oh, I know. I had a guy, I wasn't going to tell you this, and I certainly wasn't going to put it podcast, but since no one's listening but you and me, we're just talking among us. I had a guy reach out to me the other day who said, "You are absolutely stunningly beautiful. I would love to meet you, but I need you to know I'm in an open marriage."
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
How fast did I block him? Like, no.
Well,
No,
I would have
thanks.
responded and said, I
You know what?
respect your honesty. However, that's not my game. No.
You know what? I
You
had
just
to
blocked
watch.
them.
No, I had to watch the dust grow on the furniture. I only had so much time, and I chose to watch the dust grow. No, I'm not responding to that. I'm not dignifying that with an answer. Absolutely not. Let's move on.
Yeah, right? Oh, boy.
Finding the right mental health care should be simple and affordable, but for many, it's not. Long financial stress, and the right there is easy. Just visit.
We're introducing something. Better trend would be
The GeneSight test is a for medications by the end of the study.
Was convenient and easy to slip. Use code HAPPYHOUR.
At 62 years old, I'm just. You want to go first? Do you want me to read? All right. What do you think? Should we get into our fan questions or should we keep talking about monogamy?
Oh, I don't know. Please, let's get into the fan questions. I'm in.
Okay. You want to go first? Do you want me to read?
Oh, knock yourself out. Go.
Okay. This is from Anonymous. Hi, ladies. I have been dating this guy for the past 6 months, and it's been going well for the most part. At 62 years old, I am just so excited to be in a relationship, and it's really been fun. We live about 3 hours away from one another, but see each other a few times a month, and we text and call all the time. Unfortunately, over the past few weeks, my guy has been saying some things that have raised some red flags for me, and I need help knowing if I should stick around or move on. We have been working on defining our relationship and thinking about where we could be down the road. He made a comment about how I would be the last vagina he ever sleeps with, and it really grossed me out.
Wait,
He
Susan,
also is-
wait, stop. You said vagina like you weren't sure what it was. Vagina?
I can't
Just
believe
saying.
he said that. You're going to be
Oh.
my last vagina? Ew.
Meaning
Have some
monogamy.
class.
Monogamy. Go ahead.
Yeah, well.
Keep going.
The last vagina he ever sleeps with, and it really grossed me out. He also is still on dating apps. Though he said he doesn't necessarily talk to anyone there, it's just for looking. Oh boy. I went into our next date or hang.
Hang
Oh,
out.
boy.
Hang
Yeah,
out.
hang out, thinking that I was going to break up with him. But then he told me that he loves me. It's been very confusing and mixed signals. I really do love him and have had so much fun with him and don't want to be single again. Any advice is appreciated. Love you both. Whoa,
Can I jump
whoa,
in?
Whoa,
Can I
whoa,
jump in?
whoa. Yes, please.
Anonymous. Here's my gut reaction, my intuition. You can be single now, or you can go down the road with this guy and you trust and believe me, you'll be single later. This guy has no clue. He does not want you to be the last vagina he ever sleeps with. He clearly it does not want to be monogamous. And
But Kathy, did you notice she said, we have been working on defining our relationship and
Yeah.
thinking about where we could be down the road.
where we could be down the road is he's got several other vaginas he's dealing with. That's where you're going to be down the road. And you know what? It's okay. Back to what we said earlier. If you agree to that, it's great. But my guess is based on what Anonymous is saying, she's not okay with multiple vaginas being in her life. So
And also, I hope to God, because it grossed her out, she addressed that with him when she saw him. That would be one of the
No.
things I would talk to him about. Why would you say last vagina? That is not
well, that's
classy.
disrespectful.
That's just gross. It is
Well,
disrespectful.
But you missed
But
one
is that
point
who
here.
he is?
I mean, he's not on
Yeah.
my dance card list, I can tell you.
Ew.
But wait, she said, but then he told me he loved me. Ladies, please, I'm going to speak for Susan and me together. Susan, correct me if I'm wrong. Ladies, the be all to end all is not that a man tells you he loves you. It's in his actions. It's in his behavior. It is, words are easy. Words are words. Words are cheap. Actions are what defines a man. It's what defines everyone. Don't listen to what I say. Watch what I do. So I think, Anonymous, you are getting sucked in because he told you he loves you. He didn't say he loves you and he's not going to sleep around or find other...
And let's not forget, he's still on a dating site.
Well, that's because he's looking... Susan, do you know why he's on? He's looking... No, he stopped the sentence there. He said, I'm just looking. He's looking for other vaginas. And if she doesn't see
that's
that...
what dating sites are.
I'm saying, sweetie, Anonymous, if you don't see this for what it is, I'm sorry. You might have to learn a tough lesson, but I would have the conversation with him.
Definitely a conversation.
If you're okay with multiple sex partners, then move forward in this relationship. But if you're not...
last vagina?
Susan's
I can't get past it. I can't. Ew, throw up in my mouth. Ew.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Last vagina, Kathy?
I mean,
who says that?
I don't know.
Don't
but it's like,
drive 3 hours ever again for a last vagina man, okay? Just don't. Just say that.
Well, no, wait. If it is the last vagina, wait, can we have $1 for every time we've said vagina in this podcast?
Vagina.
The last vagina, I'll give you $10. All right, we're moving on. Good luck. Let us know. Oh, and by the way, and I'm being serious here.
What?
If he's sleeping around, you better require condoms and a blood test, an STD test
note
every time
from
you're
the
sleeping with
doctor.
him. Exactly, a note from the doctor.
Good luck, Anonymous.
Good luck, Anonymous. Let us know how it goes. Okay,
God.
our next one is another Anonymous.
Kathy, really? Wait, just pause. Think about this.
What?
What would your reaction be if he said that to you? I can't get past it.
Susan,
You're
my
going to
deal.
be my last vagina. Am I supposed to go, ooh, I love you?
I don't know,
you
but
kidding
I
me?
think I have to be honest with you. You and I are confident women, and I think this guy has probably given off vibes that are disgusting in other ways, but she's put up with it. So the fact that he is on dating sites and she says
last
he doesn't
vagina.
necessarily talk to anyone there. Anonymous, I'm willing to bet
You believe in him.
I'm willing to bet my last, my grandchild, trust and believe he is talking to other women. People are not on dating sites to look. You want to go window shopping? Go to the sporting goods store.
There
Okay?
you go.
All right.
Okay. Good
We're
luck,
moving on.
sweetie.
Hi, lady. This again from Anonymous.
Okay.
Hi, ladies. My 62-year-old neighbor lost his wife of 40 years 18 months ago. Oh, I'm sorry. She was the love of his life and was beloved by everyone. 2 months after her death, he sold their home and moved to a 55 and up community. I thought it was quick, but after his wife's long battle with cancer, I'm sure he needed a change. After vacationing with us and another couple in January, he opened up about being lonely and said he was ready to begin dating. We were happy to hear this. He's a wonderful man, smart, successful, attractive, and has a great personality. 2 weeks ago, he had a first date with a lady he met online. In those 2 weeks, they've met each other's young adult children, have had dinner with very close friends, have babysat his grandchild, and have seen each other every single day. He even shared with me last evening that he's had the prenup talk with her already. I thought to myself, whoa, what's the hurry? Seems like this is moving at warp speed. I care for this guy and would hate to see him rush into something as serious as marriage. Do I have a heart-to-heart with him about my concerns or keep my mouth shut and just be happy for him? I'm leaning toward the latter. Thanks,
do too.
concerned friend. Anonymous, you got it right, baby. Keep your mouth
shut.
shut.
Because people can meet and can fall really quick.
And if people...
It does happen.
If people do see... if people
Other
do
people
think it's
watching, I think it's harder for because they think, oh, what is she, money hungry or
whatever
why
it
is
is,
she-
or is he
They're
just desperate because he's
inseparable.
lonely? But
they're
here's the
loving
thing,
it.
Susan.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't work out, they've tried to make it work out and they've enjoyed the time together.
Yes,
and
yes.
time is
That's a
short,
blessing,
folks.
right?
Time is short.
And golden
when you're,
years, enjoy
golden years
the
are
moment.
short. It's not like you're 23.
And have to build a future and buy your first house and have children.
All of that.
Yeah.
So I say, Anonymous, I know
to.
we're going to catch some flack for this, but I would never have said this, earlier in my life. But now, you find the man that you think you love, you find the woman that you think you love, go for it, jump in and see what happens. Because you don't get these days back. You don't get this time back.
No.
As much as we hate to admit it, Susan, we talk about this being our last chapter and our best chapter. And for
Enjoy
us
it.
both, I think it is. But you know what? Don't waste a day of it.
Yeah.
Don't waste a
Yeah,
day.
go for it.
If it doesn't
And you know
work
what,
out.
Kathy, if they're really close and she finds him alone and they're talking, she could say something. But just say, I'm so happy for you. You guys seem so happy. And are you sure? Is this what you want to do? Something like that on an up
she
note,
could.
on a positive note.
Yeah.
But just
She could, but
I'd
I think-
honestly, I'd have them over for dinner.
So would I.
Yeah,
I
let's
would
all
just be happy.
friends.
You know what
if
I'd be
you
saying?
like her, then we like her.
You know what I'd be saying?
Hmm.
Damn it. Another
Why
one I
couldn't it
lost
be
out
me?
on. Why couldn't it be me? That's exactly what I'd be saying. You knew it.
True that.
All right.
Well,
we're
you know
going to have.
what? Concerned friend, just be a friend.
Yes,
be there
be a
for
friend
him.
and be supportive. Be there. And please let us know. And I'm going to just take Susan's line away from her. If they decide to get married, please reach out to Susan. She's a wedding officiant. She'd be so happy to do it. And I will come
Absolutely.
along with her and throw the rose petals.
But you know what? Can I add something, Kathy?
Sure.
At my age, I don't necessarily think you have to get married.
Oh, either do I.
I would like to be engaged so I'm with that person. But
No, Susan, you want to
you
be
don't-
engaged so you can have a ring. Just be
of course
honest.
I do. I haven't worn one in a really long time.
Okay. All right.
So, you could live together. I mean,
Yeah.
all those prenups and all that, none of that is necessary.
No.
When you're not legally getting married.
In
Why?
many states, if you cohabitate
For 7
and you
years
live
or
together for
something.
more than 1 year,
One?
and you share bills, your name is on a bill, you are then considered legally married,
Oh.
and that. So absolutely,
Okay.
I would have a
But how
prenup.
do you feel about it? Would you just live with somebody or do you have to be married with
I
somebody
do not-
at our age?
I do not feel the need to get married, but if I met the man who loved me and said,
I wanna
I
marry
need you
you.
by my side every minute of the day, and I loved him and we loved each other that much, I would consider getting married. But I will be honest,
What if he asked you to just move in?
I would have a prenup. I would, but my situation's different, Susan. My husband, it feels different to me. My husband worked really hard for the money he earned, and I want my children
Well, of
to
course
get
you
that
do.
money.
Anybody at our age is going to,
So, but
have it go to their families, their kids,
Well,
and their grandkids.
But I'm not saying, but I would support myself. I would contribute to our joint living, all of those things. But in terms of transferring wealth, my kids.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah. So I would probably have a prenup, but no, I don't feel the need to get married, but I will never, I'm old enough now to say, I will never say never
Right.
on anything. Would you get married?
I don't know.
No, or you don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know
not
either.
my goal. My goal is to
Me
find my person and live together and enjoy each other. The
Yeah.
marriage part is, I mean, I could marry us.
That's right.
You know?
Susan's going to be sitting in the bedroom quiet night over a bowl of popcorn. Hey, let's get married. I'm going to
Okay,
perform the
let's say our
ceremony.
vows. And to me, that is the most important thing. When you're looking in somebody's eyes and it's just the two of you
Yeah.
and sharing why you want them in your lives and how they make you happy or vice versa.
Yeah.
And I commit myself to you
Yeah.
and you commit yourself to me. That's
Wait.
marriage.
Wait, can we put the word monogamous in there, please? You're only having sex with me.
But I'm happy for your neighbor.
Yeah. You know what? Really, mazel. I am
Yeah.
so happy for your
Yes.
neighbor.
Be happy
I
for
wish
him.
them happiness. I hope you wish them happiness.
To everyone who believes
To find an opinion?
First over-the-counter dates are over.
Same way we've been doing it all year long. If you weren't on the team bus, you didn't travel with us, you weren't
It costs less than that after-school treat.
We are here today, Susan. We are going to check today.
Oh boy.
Free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
We're going to try something a little different today.
Oh boy.
As we all know, dating in your golden years is tough. It is. And it's not necessarily really openly spoken about. So we are here today, Susan. We are going to change that. I think we really should discuss some major themes that we see in our listener write-ins, as well as in, our experiences and our friends' experiences. Are you in?
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So and some of these I'm just going to warn you, some of these are tough because we are of a certain age. Okay. How do you navigate dating with health issues? At our age, Susan, whether we want to believe it or not, health issues can be serious and ongoing. So, how do you feel about that?
I think you should be, if you're in a monogamous relationship, of course, monogamous, that you have to be honest if you have health issues. I mean, you can't just surprise them.
No, but I
would want to know if my partner that I'm dating has health issues.
I mean, I would too, but I told you some of these are going to be hard. Let's just say you find out, you meet a guy and you're, really into him, and you've been dating I'm making this up, obviously. You've been dating a couple of months and you find out the guy has Parkinson's, or he's been diagnosed with, a blood cancer, some kind of leukemia. How are you going to feel about that? Because it's not, that's going to be an ongoing.
We have to ask yourself the question, are you here to take care of him? Do you love him enough? Do you love him enough to be there for him in the bad times? Because that's, when you get older, shit happens, if you will.
Yeah, but Susan, wait. That's for
Are
me.
You willing? Yeah.
Wait a minute. But for me, that's the difference. When you get married, when I got married at 20 and at that altar and they said, do you promise to love in sickness and in health? Sickness was a long way off. Right?
You're thinking if he had the flu, we'd just still
exactly like, oh shit, I got to bring him chicken noodle soup. He's got the flu. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm talking serious health issues. And so if you get involved with someone who has a serious ongoing health issue.
I mean, you got to think about your life.
I don't know.
Is that so okay hard with you? You won't get to do all the fun things that you thought you could do at this stage of the game. Get up and go. If he's ill or she is ill, do you?
Or they are ill.
My Italians that we love so much, Kathy. My best friends that we travel with a lot, and they're from Italy and they're beautiful people. And he worked all his life to go and enjoy, and she had a stroke.
Yes, but Susan, the difference. They've been married forever. I'm saying dating in our golden years. I'm nothing if not honest. If it were a terminal illness, I'd have a really hard time doing that. I would.
But would you do anything about it? Internally, you'd have a hard time, but would you stop seeing him because of it?
You know what?
That's hard.
I'm just going to say, this is not a judgment on any man who may want to date with me, but I've buried one husband the hardest of ways possible. If I were dating a guy a couple of months and he told me that he had a terminal diagnosis he had just found out, I don't know if I could do it, Susan. It takes too much out of me.
It really does.
At my age.
Could you? I think it would depend on how I felt about the person.
I'm going to get hate mail for this. I am.
No, you're just being honest. I
can deal with a chronic health situation, things, but that's not life or death.
We talked about one of our fan questions some time ago. She had a brain issue, remember? And the sex was none, and she couldn't do anything. And he hung in there for her.
Yeah. But
you
that's
know?
different.
And
it wasn't
worked
life
out
or death.
Okay. No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I
but
think
it was
for me, it's the
big.
life or
It was
death
a couple
deal.
of years. That's a long time.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know? Yeah.
All right. So, what about the next one? Do you share finances? Do you get a prenup? You know, when you get married young, you're in it together to build your lives together, right? But in your golden years, you know, some of us have generational wealth, some of us have debts.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I'd
about
like
that?
to know if they're in debt because I'm not doing it.
You're not doing what?
I don't want somebody that's in debt. I want
Wait a
somebody
minute.
that can take care of themselves.
Would you wait a minute? What if he's in debt, but he's paying his debt because he's working? He's
Oh,
paying,
well, okay.
or he has, or you know, you're saying you don't want to pay for someone else's debt.
Yes. Nor would
Yeah.
I ever expect anybody to pay for mine.
Would you want a prenup?
Yes.
Would you share your finances with them? Would you show them how much money you have?
I'm an open book. I probably, in my brain's telling me, no, you shouldn't tell them everything. But the other side of me is if I'm that in love with you, you need to know everything. But you also need to know it's for my children.
So for me, I would have to be living with the guy
Yeah.
before I would share my financial wealth. But by then we've already had a prenup and he would know that I'm going to support me. I'm going to, you know, we're going to have a joint checking account. We're going to share the expenses of the house unless he wants to pay for it all. And then I'm going to graciously say, thank
Well,
you.
I say he could pay, well, the house should be paid for by then. But if it's not and you're paying the mortgage, then I'd chip in on the utility bills or my food shopping. Of course, that probably
Jesus.
costs more than the
Wait,
mortgage.
can I just tell you?
More than the mortgage.
I'm sorry. I got to deviate 1 second here. Susan goes shopping. We're for a week. We all know Kathy doesn't cook. Literally, we walk out. She goes, it wasn't bad. It was only 400 euros. I'm like, Susan, that's more than $400 for 1 week of groceries. Just putting it out there.
It wasn't even a whole week of groceries. But
I was trying not to embarrass you further.
Okay, now, Kathy, let me ask you. When is the right time that you're going to integrate your families? Okay. People have established routines with lives, with families. Now, when do you think it's time, not just to meet him, but his family? And do you think that works? Do you think that ever is going to be like, oh, I can't wait to call my stepbrother or, you know?
Well, I can tell you, I've done this a couple of times with guys that I dated for more than 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And integrating, I did it slowly. Invited my kids to come to dinner one night when he was here. Yes, Susan, I did cook dinner that night. I think
you ordered, didn't you? Tell
You're
the
such
truth.
a bitch.
I know she did.
I cooked.
Go ahead. No.
All right. It was in the microwave. No,
She
I really
called
did
me
cook.
last week and showed me a video. Can I just share? Susan, I'm going to make hamburgers tonight. I go on the grill? No. In the house on the stove. Why? What do I do? She says. Wait,
Okay,
the
this
picture she sent of the blackened mess.
Okay.
She ruined the pan.
Okay, wait. We're talking dating, but we have to
Stick to
just
the
stop for
almonds
this.
with Andrew.
We got to stop with this story. My grill, you can't make this shit up. My grill about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, I was cooking something and the residue caught on fire. And my son's a firefighter. I was like, oh my God, freaked out, closed the thing down. The fire went out. Haven't touched that grill since
You
then.
just need to clean the underneath.
Well, now I
That's
learned how to
all.
clean the grill, and I did.
Okay,
I did.
all right.
But prior to cleaning the grill, I wanted to make hamburgers. And so I thought, this is a true story, folks. I was on the phone chatting with Nancy from our season, who I adore, and I'm cooking the hamburger. And I said to Susan, how do you cook a hamburger on the stove? She told me what to do. So I started doing it, cooking it. I was talking to Nancy. I turned around, my whole stove is on fire, flames everywhere. I went, oh my God, because the grease from the hamburger had caught on fire. So between that
Because
and all the
it
panic,
was set too high.
whatever, it was a little blackened. You've heard of blackened
No,
seafood?
not little. No. It was not edible. It was
I
charred.
ate every last bite. It was delicious.
And see, that's the problem. She don't even know the difference. I can't.
Susan lives to eat.
Yes,
I eat to live. Okay,
Yes.
moving on.
Moving right along. So yeah, how soon? Like I have a big mouth. Like I get excited if I meet somebody that I really like and I've seen a couple times. I want to tell my kids about it.
Yeah.
You don't.
I might tell my children I'm dating someone.
Mm-hmm.
Susan, I have not, since my husband died, I've dated a couple of guys for any length of time. And my children met them.
Mm-hmm.
And my children liked them, but I waited. I told them, I said, I'm dating a guy. I think I'm going to date him.
I'm seeing
it's not
somebody,
a one date.
but
I'm seeing somebody. It's not a
Yeah.
one date guy. But my children are adults, and again, you're divorced.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. My husband died by suicide, and my kids are very sensitive, particularly my daughter, about.
And it's 6 years, right?
Just was 6 years.
6 years.
But it was her dad. She was young.
Sure.
I'm very careful about who I introduce my kids to. And casual dates, no. And I would encourage people, if you're dating in your golden years, don't feel the rush to, this guy you've had 2 dates with, to introduce him to your children and your grandchildren.
But then say you're in it like the better part of a year and it's a holiday. Do you invite his kids as well as yours?
That's a tough one. I think it depends on the dynamic between you and your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they all come.
Well, Susan has a house full of 90, at every holiday. So really one boyfriend
And my
more.
ex-husband is still here too.
Excuse me. One boyfriend more or less really just kind of melds into the crowd. No one cares. All right.
Kath.
Yeah.
What are you really looking for in a relationship?
That is so easy for me to answer, Susan.
Good.
I'm looking for the guy who loves me for who I am, wants to spend time with me, wants to wake up next to me, isn't trying to change me, is just so happy that I've come into his life and he's come into my life. Pretty simple.
Makes you smile.
And I make him smile. Pretty much. What about you? Same?
Same.
Yeah. It's just not that hard. Okay.
Oh,
on
boy,
that
was
happy
fun.
note,
I like this new game,
that was
Kathy.
fun. Of course you do, because it's not, what was the one you hated?
Oh. I have to answer for you what you would do.
Yeah, exactly. We've forgotten it. All right. It's all forgotten. Anyway, thank you all to our listeners. We hope, you certainly learned about Kathy's fires on the grill and on the stove. You've learned about what Susan and I are looking for in guys. So thank you for joining us today.
And thank you again. And make sure you follow Bachelor Happy Hour, as we have a lot more new. I'm telling you, a lot of new questions, episodes coming out every week, and you don't want to miss this. And you never know what we're going to say.
You never know. You just never know. But here's the thing. We can't answer your questions if you don't submit them to us. It's just, that's the way that goes. All you have to do, it's simple. Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour, or even easier, DM us on Instagram at Bachelor Happy Hour.
Absolutely. Listen to our Bachelor Happy Hours Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your podcast. This has been fun.
So much fun. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye-bye.